Hi, I'm Shelley Poindexter, and this is our group's book review on Together in Ministry, Women and Men in Flourishing Partnerships by Rob Dixon. Dr. Rob Dixon has served on staff with InterVarsity for over 25 years. He is the Associate Regional Ministry Director, supervising campus ministers, and he serves as a Senior Fellow with InterVarsity Institute, focusing on flourishing ministry partnerships between men and women. He is an adjunct professor at both Fuller and Fresno Pacific University. Dr. Dixon found that certain theological interpretations of the scripture led some individuals to disagree with women in leadership. It was through his own journey of wrestling with the Bible's teaching on gender that he eventually pursued doctorate-level study with a focus on women and men in ministry partnerships. Out of that research, he developed the framework for Together in Ministry. So, Together in Ministry is meant to be read by both women and men who are in leadership in ministry. The thesis of the book is that a renewed embrace of the Genesis picture of flourishing mixed-gender ministry partnerships is both necessary and possible. It provides a ministry model and practical steps for women and men to work together in safe, healthy, and just ways. Here's Dr. Dixon's Together in Ministry model that he so graciously shared with me. His model shares 10 attributes of flourishing mixed-gender partnerships. These 10 attributes fall under 3 domains: inner life, community culture, and intentional practices. As you can see in the middle, when all 3 of these domains are tended to, they are personally satisfying mixed-gender partnerships that are missionally effective. The inner life domain of this model contains the first 3 of 10 attributes that lead to flourishing mixed-gender partnerships. An authentic learner's posture is the first under inner life, where both men and women have to be willing to learn about each other's experience as a way of supporting the other. The second is a shared theological conviction of gender equality. Dixon posits that if we don't have this shared theology, then the rest of this model is not going to fall in line. The third attribute is awareness of our own gender brokenness. This is recognizing our struggles with the opposite sex based on our past experiences. This self-awareness is developed through thoughtful questions and open communication. The second domain is community culture, which consists of a vision for freely shared power. Dixon encourages his readers to perform a community power audit to discern who has power and why. Dixon says we must intentionally share power so that the people might truly use their gifts and expertise where they are needed. The second attribute of community culture is difference for the sake of mission. This attribute says we are different, and that is good, and states that women and men need to embrace the idea that greater diversity advances mission. The third attribute under community culture is the value for holistic friendship. Dixon encourages his readers to envision men and women as siblings in order to form holistic mixed-gender friendships among ministry partners. The last attribute within this domain is a corporate sensitivity to adverse gender dynamics. A big part of this corporate sensitivity is communities developing a radar for dynamics that marginalize women so that they can proactively mitigate them. The third domain is intentional practices, and it contains the last 3 attributes of Dixon's model. This includes abundant communication, that is rigorous and good quality communication, which includes a lot of reflection, debriefing, and talking about taboo topics in the church. The second is contextualized boundaries. Here, Dixon challenges the Billy Graham rule of never being alone with a woman. He shows that Jesus did not follow this rule and encourages thoughtful boundaries to be set based on who each person is. The final attribute of this model is public affirmation and modeling. Dixon points out that there is going to be pushback and calls for self-reflection and commitment when he writes, "Don't seek to model something you are not committed to embodying." Readers are called to affirm and model healthy mixed gender relationships in our ministries. Dixon's book answers the question, how do mixed gender partnerships thrive in contemporary ministry settings? The questions at the ends of each chapter can help ministry organizations as well as individuals assess if they are living out each attribute of the model and what areas they still need to work on. Dixon's book is an excellent resource for ministry teams as well as small groups within ministry organizations to read together.